Good afternoon and welcome to Afternoon Express. Welcome to a brand new week. My name is Jeannie Dean.
And I'm Bonnie Booley. Now, human trafficking is the third largest form of organised crime in the world, after illegal drugs and illegal firearms. In 2013, South Africa passed the Prevention and Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act, which criminalised various acts associated with trafficking, which showed a positive step for our country in the fight against the horrific world of trafficking. But there are still thousands of men, women and children trapped.
Wow. Today we sit down with Chrisna Junius, who shares her story of sexual abuse from a really young age, how she got trafficked into a world of prostitution and drugs, and how she managed to escape and turn her life around. Now she runs an NGO called Go Purple, which provides training and support to communities drawing from her experience.
Absolutely. And we also have some experts in the field of law and social work to get a better understanding of the dark world of human trafficking and sex work. And we're joined by the team from Karate Zen, who'll be giving us some practical self-defense tips. Have you gone to a self-defense class?
I actually have gone to a self-defense class. I went to a karate class before, and after one class, you really do feel more empowered. It's amazing how it works. On that note, head over to our social media platforms and answer our question for today. With high crime and human trafficking rates, have you ever considered taking a self-defense class? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. Welcome to the show.
Now, this conversation is a very important conversation to be had, and we at Afternoon Express want to be as real as we can with you at home, and that does mean that we're going to have to share some details that perhaps could be sensitive for some of you at home. So if there is a child watching the show today, or perhaps you are particularly sensitive, just please take note that we're going to try and deal with this as sensitively as we can, as well as trying to be as honest as we can. So engage with us across all of our social media platforms, and let's do this topic justice on the show today. Now, on a food sense in the loft, we not only have one recipe for you today, it's like a whole show dedicated to some of the most delicious recipes. From drinks, we've got a delicious, like a Swiss roll there, but it's like a savory one. There's bacon and caramelized onion and cheese. Oh, it's going to be delicious.
It's going to be so good.
So that's that. You're making us a mocktail.
I am.
Okay. And then we're also doing a poached egg on the show today.
Exactly. I'm going to make some breakfast for you.
It's the one thing I never know how to do. So what is the trick quickly? Because Jeannie's going to do it with you. What's the trick to making a poached egg?
Get me to do it.
Oh, fine. Clem's going to be making a poached egg on the show today as well. So lots of fun to be had. Also, if you want to know all the things about health when it comes to trying to pack for your well-being, especially if you're doing the campaign alongside Clem and a whole bunch of other celebrities and everybody else around South Africa who are doing the Starts With campaign, we've got a really cool way to pack a delicious, healthy lunch for you. Now, that's all the food on the show. Let's get started with our topic for the day. And as you know, it is human trafficking in South Africa. It's defined as someone being forced or manipulated into labor or sexual exploitation, whether it is within the country or across the borders. And in South Africa, the statistics are shocking.
We're joined now by Nadine Blom, who is a law graduate specialising in human trafficking, and she has extensively studied how these syndicates work. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much. It's a big honour.
So, Nadine, could you just give us a broad perspective on what human trafficking as someone who speaks on behalf of survivors and victims and who has extensive knowledge on it?
So, human trafficking is a form of slavery. It also entails the forced exploitation or exploitation of someone for the benefit of the perpetrator. There's various forms of trafficking for the purposes of sex trafficking or of organ harvesting or of forced labor, domestic servitude. In our country, I have specifically a form of trafficking that's ukutwala, which means young girls are trafficked under the auspices of being a child bride or a young bride. For various purposes. We also have muti murders in South Africa. A lot of children are, especially the albino children, are being trafficked for their body parts, etc. And one of the biggest prevalent forms of it is for sex trafficking purposes.
Wow. And it has its origins in slavery, would you say?
Yes, it has its origins in slavery. And obviously, we had earlier years, there were the courtesans and the ladies of the night and so on, and that became, due to pornography, I think, it grew a lot. And with online, everything going online and happening online, pornography is a very big, as we say, push factor for human trafficking. So 90% of trafficking victims would tell you that or survivors, that they were used for the recording of pornography during their enslavement.
Now, the statistics are absolutely horrifying, and it's happening right under our noses. Why is it so, I don't know, easy for it to happen so easily?
It seems to be growing rapidly
in
South Africa.
Yeah, one of the biggest push factors, as we call, so we've got the pull factors, things that pull people into human trafficking, and then there's factors that push people into human trafficking. And the push factors would be people going over the borders, going to look for better jobs, better life, work opportunities. You know, migrants is a big problem from conflict-stricken areas, and then also, of course, for sex tourism. You know, people, I think it's an increasing problem worldwide where everything happens and everything goes, and children, the younger, I see in America now, there's they don't speak of a pedophile anymore. It's someone who has an affinity for sex with a young child.
Wow, is that how they're calling it now?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so I think generally speaking,
desensitizing everything.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that we need to look at in our country, is to protect our vulnerables, our children, our women, and remember money, power. You know, it's massive. I mean, it's a $150 billion market.
Wow.
$150 billion market.
And it's just spreading all over the world.
All over the world. Currently, according to the Global Slavery Index, 45 million people are enslaved.
Wow. We're going to be unpacking all of this today. There's just so much information for us to get through. After the break, we meet Chrisna Junius, whose life was turned completely upside down when she was forced into the illegal trade of prostitution. But she managed to get out and turn her life around. Plus, summer is almost upon us, and Clem has a fresh and tasty tropical mocktail with watermelon, lychee and lime coming up. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, time and money, the two things we always wish we had more of. And this afternoon, we're turning our attention to the world of mobile banking and taking a closer look at Nedbank's brand new money app, which is changing the way we see and manage our money. Payments, transfers, airtime, electricity, lost cards, and even debit orders can now all be managed in the palm of our hands. Banking anywhere, anytime has never been this easy. And I welcome our partners from Nedbank, Vanessa Singh and Stelios Vakis. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you guys.
Good to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Now, I'm a Nedbank client, so I'm very excited about this new app because that's where I do all my banking. So the new Nedbank Money app is a new look and feel. Yeah. Why the decision to change? And tell us about this whole new world of seeing money differently.
Yeah, you know, when we launched our app a couple of years ago, it was fit for purpose at the time. In fact, it won many awards. But as time moves on and technology moves on, customers are wanting more. And based on our clients' feedback and what's happening globally, we took all of that into consideration and developed an app that it's easy to use and easy to understand so you can manage and control your money better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what are the standout features on the app? Is it safe to use?
Yeah.
So it's definitely safe to use. It's quick and it's easy to enroll. That's the beauty of it. It's enter your card and PIN, and voila, you're in. You're a digital client from the comfort of your own couch.
So it's quicker access.
Yes,
Absolutely. And there's a lot more nifty features. The ability...
But hold on. When you enter your card and PIN and you're in, right? When you want to use it, all you need to do, because PINs drive me mad. Password
I never remember passwords.
Password drives me mad. So what's so really awesome about this app is that you can log in with your fingerprint, your finger or your thumb. You don't need to remember another number.
That is incredible.
And that's the safety of the app.
Absolutely.
Is there anything this app can't do? I mean, does money come out of your phone at this stage?
Not yet.
Literally.
Not
No,
yet.
that's a good point. Now, if you're stuck, right, and if you a mom at a shopping mall, you need to do something for the kid, whatever, and you don't have any money, you left your wallet at home, you always have your phone, amazingly. The phone's always with you, because all of us can't live without our phones. But what you do on the app is that you can send money to yourself.
Yes,
Okay? And you just go to the ATM and you put in the PIN and the money comes out. So money
Without
does
needing
come.
a card.
Without
Needing
needing
a card.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You can already do that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I love that feature.
Yes. But the nice
Kids love that feature too.
Bonnie, what's new in this app is that previously, when you sent money to somebody else, you had to remember their phone number.
Yes, you did.
Okay?
Right.
But with the new app, anybody that's on your phone contactless, you simply choose the person on the phone, say how much you want to send, and that's it.
That's incredible. And as if it couldn't get any better, you don't need data to use the app.
Absolutely.
How
I
did
don't
you pull that
understand.
off?
Nedbank actually sponsors the data when you're using the
So
app.
you can use it even if you've got no airtime or
Correct.
data on your phone.
That's it.
Airtime without airtime.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
You don't have
Isn't that amazing?
Send me some money, Bonnie. Let's practice. I want to see how it works. $100.
Absolutely. So how do we download the app?
Really easy. We made it really simple. So download from the store, put in your card and your PIN number, and you're in. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And if you're on prepaid, because we know how sensitive prepaid users are, right?
Yeah.
If you're on prepaid, we will reimburse you 100 meg of data when you download from the store. And when you use it, you don't need data. But when you download, you do need data, right? But once it's downloaded, it's once off and you're done.
Wow.
And then the app itself, it's so easy to use and understand.
Yeah.
Because it's around you. Okay. It understands your behavior. It's personalized to you. It's intuitive. So depending on what you like to see, that's how you configure the app. No two persons have the same app. So it's around you.
It's customized
It's customized to you. You have a personal dashboard. It shows you how much you have in your savings and investments and how much you owe. It's a shocker, let me tell you. When I saw, and I've got credit cards, and my husband's on my card, and my daughter's on my card, and suddenly I look at this one number and I said, what are these people doing? Why are they spending so much on my cards? Because suddenly you see how much you owe, and you start reassessing your behavior. And then what's nice, you're going to see a dashboard that says, at this part of the month, you are spending too much on your credit cards.
Really?
It tells you exactly where you're spending.
Oh, I don't know if I want that kind of information. It's like, it's my doing this to me every time.
But I can imagine how that changes the way you see your money and the way you use it.
Exactly.
Right.
It's about seeing your money differently. And what
Yeah.
it does is, it allows you to manage and control your money like never before. Believe you me, never before. I think the other stuff that we have, I've got so many cool
We've
stuff
got some
here.
great nifty features. You know, the ability to change your ATM limits with a swipe of your finger,
Oi.
so you can draw more money.
Well, say no more. It's definitely obvious that we all have to go and download this app immediately.
Now, if you're a NetBank client, you can download the NetBank Money App today. Visit us on Facebook for the link. This app is a game changer and will allow you to bank anywhere, anytime, data-free too. So make sure you check it out.
It's perfect for those summer seasons. And speaking of summer, you guys are going to need lots of money to spend. I know it's kind of the beginning of the week, all right? It's only a Monday, and Friday's only towards the end of the week. And you're probably wondering to yourself, like, it's too early to have a drink right now, right?
Right.
But I still want to treat myself to something delicious, something that has all that flavor, but without that kind of sleepy bit at the end of it. So Clem is going to be making us the most delicious mocktail that you've ever seen in your life. It's got lime in it, which is my favorite. I see some watermelon and strawberries.
We're going to go for this one.
Teach us more.
Super easy. So we're going to start off with essentially the flavors of summer. So we've got our slender lychee with a twist of lime in there.
Yeah.
That's going to go into our jug first of all.
I mean, so Slender's a good choice there.
It is.
And by the way, if you want to get this recipe, don't worry about writing it down or putting it on the back of a napkin or trying to remember all the details. You can just SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. It'll cost you £1.50 and your free SMSs won't apply, but all the details will come to your mobile device, links to the recipes, etc. So do not stress, just enjoy drinking it. That's the most important
There we
part.
go. So the flavors of summer, as we spoke about, some watermelon going in.
Oh, yum. Quite a trendy little fruit in summer.
It smells,
can I steal one?
You can. It absolutely smells like summer, so that's going in there. Then some lime, like we spoke about. And that's gonna. I like.
That's a nice zestiness that you're adding towards the end there.
Yeah, and I like the
Twang.
tang of like lemon and lime. So I would go for like a whole lot more than just one. But for you, I'm just gonna do one.
Cool. I'm sour as it comes. It's a Monday. Everyone's sour today, so the less sourness, the better.
So now I'm gonna need your help, just to make sure that I don't make a mess. Oh, you can't stop me.
Can't,
It's gonna happen
anyway. Two boys in the kitchen is gonna be a mess.
Cool. As simple as that. I mean, you could add some crushed ice to it if you want. You could even freeze the Slender and then blend it in there.
So you make like a sort of like a frozen mocktail.
Absolutely.
That's what you've done for us.
I have. Cool. So now I'm going to pour it into our fancy glasses.
If you don't have fancy glasses, trust me, there's no shame in drinking this out of just a tumbler. I've done that before. It's been a long day, long day. The last thing we want to look for is a deliciously looking glass. But we'll make it look amazing because it's obviously, we want to go fancy, it's a Monday.
We do. So what I've got over here, I've got some soda water, and I'll just infuse it with some mint just to top it up.
Oh,
you can actually add that to the glasses while I work on some decorations.
Sure.
You got to garnish it at the end, don't you think? That's the thing about a cocktail. If it doesn't have a paper straw or garnish, it's not a cocktail.
Now, one of them got all the mint, the other one didn't, so that's
You see,
okay.
the mint wasn't supposed to go in.
Well, now it's another garnish, and it's one, just to show you the differences, you know, it's versatile drink.
I like it. I like it. And there we go. Men drink pink drinks.
Men drink pink drinks, so cheers to that, Clem.
I'm going to take this one over here.
Oh, wow.
More garnish.
You prepared yours. Well done.
There we go.
Cheers to you, Clem, and cheers to you at home. If you'd like the ingredients for this Tropica creation, then SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. SMS is charged at £1.50. Free SMSs don't apply. And don't forget to use your Tropica bottle to enter and win.
Get a taste of the smooth life and win when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, weekly giveaways of Fujifilm Instax cameras, Daniel Klein His and Hers watches or travel vouchers. You could also win the grand prize of a trip for two to the Maldives and stay at the luxurious Adoran Resorts. Visit tropica.co.za for info and T's and C's.
Now that's delicious, but here's a chance for you to win with Clover. Apple pie and Mulva pudding just would not be the same without some sweet, delicious custard. Now, do you have any classic custard recipes? And if so, head over to our Facebook page and comment on the Clover Classic competition post with a picture of you and your dessert. Not only do you get bragging rights for belonging and obviously being the ultimate pudding master with your friends and family, but you will also get your recipe made live right here in studio and receive a 1,000 Rand Clover hamper. So that's just in time for this coming silly season. Remember that T's and C's apply and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za. Clover Classic, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, when we think of human trafficking, the first thing that comes to mind is someone being suddenly abducted and forced into labor or prostitution, but this is not always the case.
Now, some can be gradually manipulated into this world by a person they're close to or have known for a long time. And this was the case for Chrisna Junius, who was sexually groomed from the age of 2 by a family friend. It was only years later, after she had started a family, that she was forced into the world of prostitution. And she joins us today to share her story. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you very much.
What do you mean when you say you were groomed from a young age? How does that happen?
My first memory, if you think back, you know, as a young child, is when I was 2 years old, that I've been molested with somebody that is close to the family. And it was so traumatic for me that I can still remember. I can still remember the smells and things like that.
Wow.
And that actually made me sexually more aware than a normal child should have been. So my borders were stretched further and further away like a normal person's. So, and that went on with one guy, and then another family member sexually abused me, and a family friend of my dad later on again.
Wow.
So, and as the Afrikaner people are, you don't speak about these things, you keep it quiet. So I never actually went back and worked on it. So that actually made me a lot emotionally needy. Whenever somebody was saying nice things, I was always full of ears to listen to it.
Yeah.
So that made it easier for my trafficker to actually lure me in via the internet.
So interestingly, you were able to have a healthy relationship and get married.
Yes.
And then after a while you got divorced, which was when you met Mike.
That's correct, yes.
Right. And what was it about him that made you trust him enough to actually follow him into this world that he led you to?
He let me understand over the internet, you know, that it was right for me to leave my children. It was right for me to, you know, to be so expressive when it comes to the sexual part of a relationship. And he got me involved into the swingers world and things like that. And I was just the girl of the moment because it made me feel a lot better because I was needed and I got a love that I thought I needed, but in the wrong way. So, and with all this, he actually asked certain questions to see if something is happening to me, if there will be people, you know, looking after me or will come and rescue me. My mom and my dad, if it goes in the South African Afrikaans house, sorry my language, is that, you know, divorce is not the right thing to do. My children were very small. My daughter was 4 years old when I got trafficked, and my son 9 years old. So for a long time they were without me, and my mom and my dad totally stopped visiting me, seeing me, didn't see my children.
What is the life of somebody trafficked? What was your reality when you were already in that world?
I've learned that I've seen the worst side of the world. I've been peed and weed on. I was without clothes for how many days. I've got starved most of the times. If I didn't meet my target, I got punished for it. In the end, I was in control over 17 houses. That was from here in Cape Town, CBD, until Melkbosstrand. I had to take control over 17 houses that had children in from like 12 years old and younger.
When you say in control, you mean?
I had to make sure that they meet their targets every day, meaning that some of them have to sleep with 30 to 40 men a day.
But there's a market for it. Who is the person who walked into I mean, what is it, a brothel where they keep trafficked people? Where would you find these people?
Will that be the stealers, the Johns that's coming to see them? Quite honestly, there's more women coming to see some of the ladies or the guys. It's not only men that's doing that. And that we must realize as well. We normally think it's only men, but women is involved in it. Sometimes it's the husband and the wife that is involved in it. And most of these children that is in these houses are, that thought that they are coming for better job opportunities from African countries or border countries. I had to go and traffic children myself. It was one of my things that I had to do, and I went out and I go to the job seekers places and I got children involved. This is a part that I have to bear for the rest of my life, that some of these children is maybe still in it because of my doing. But the people that came to visit you is normally people that is in control of big companies. The section the houses that I had to control was in the bondage and discipline sector. So they normally look after the people that is in the whipping and torturing type of thing. And that's a totally different mind control than the normal lady that's standing on the corner, standing their bodies.
Yeah. It's a very, very hard conversation to have, but thank you so much for sharing your story. There's still so much more information that we'd like from you.
Yeah, and after the break, we chat to clinical social worker Jawaahier Petersen about how social media is used by traffickers and what to look out for in protecting your children online. Plus, we get cooking in the kitchen with maple glazed bacon and onion buns.
Well, welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3 on this Monday afternoon. And think about this. The combination of salty and sweet is literally the ultimate flavor marriage that we simply cannot resist. Well, I know I cannot. And that's why we're making maple glazed bacon and onion spiral buns. Sounds amazing, right? And the delectable Sue-Ann Allen is back in the loft kitchen, and she's going to be here this afternoon to take us on another baking adventure. So if you want to get hungry hands on this recipe, simply SMS the keyword snowflake to 33650 at a cost of R1.50. Your free SMSs won't apply, and all of those details will be yours. Sue, you had me at bacon.
Well, this is exactly it, and this is so simple to make. I know baking can be intimidating,
yes,
but with Snowflake's self-raising flour, it's really super simple.
Saved my life, because I've tried to make the baking powder combination of the flour. It just does not work.
So this means you are taking one less of those complicated steps out of it. So super easy to make. Flour goes into our bowl.
Prevent the flop.
Prevent the flop. too fresh to flour. And then really easy, we've got our oil and egg mix. So that's going to go in, and then we've dissolved a little bit of sugar and salt into some lukewarm water.
That's already that combination of salty sweet in there.
Already into the base dough, and we'll probably add some more of that. And then just with a wooden spoon, we're going to bring this together. If your dough's a little bit too wet, add some more flour. If it's too dry, just a couple of more
teaspoons of water.
Cool. That's as simple as it is. So I'm going to need a little bit more water. You want it to be... Oh, thank you.
There we go.
So just a couple of drops. I'm going to say when.
Oh, so carry on?
You can carry on, and now when.
There we go.
So once this has all come together and you've got a slightly wet-looking mix, out onto a floured surface, we're going to knead that for about 8 to 10 minutes until it comes together. And the flour on your surface will also assist you with getting to this consistency. We're going to roll that out.
So almost just from my side, I can see it looks like a cookie dough consistency.
Almost looks
so
like
try and keep it like a cookie dough. If you're thinking about like how it should look, cookie dough texture is probably
And this is where this beautiful salty sweet combo comes in. We have glazed bacon with some maple syrup.
Okay, you just glaze that in a pan, right?
And no, under the grill, gets it nice and crispy. We've caramelized some onions in a pan.
Oh, delicious.
And we're literally going to spread this over. You can already smell that sweetness and that saltiness.
Who needs cinnamon buns when you can have bacon and caramelized onion buns?
Okay, in the morning.
And how do you roll them to look so cool like this?
I'm going to fold over, and then our flour, just make sure it's literally this simple.
Wow, just like
that.
And
we're going to push.
Why'd I pay so much money in the store for this? I can do it myself.
Dan, I've been teaching you. I don't want to see you in the store buying stuff. And we're literally going to
cut it into bits,
into a greased baking dish.
And you put them upright.
And we're going to put them upright.
Oh, I see. Is that how simple this is?
This is it. Into the oven for about 30 minutes until it's cooked through.
And voila, they come out looking like this. How perfect is this combination of ingredients?
You do sound like a French baker.
Not really.
And this is really incredible. So serve them on a plate. Your guests can pull them apart and literally dig in.
Hello.
It's that
I'm the guest on the show today. So for another look at the incredible recipe, here's a quick recap.
That looks absolutely delicious. But now moving on and continuing our conversation about human trafficking. Joining us on the couch today is Jawaahier Petersen with a master's degree in clinical social work, and we discuss the dangers of social media and the behavioural changes in children. As we know, it could all lead to them being indoctrinated by traffickers. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
So how has social media made it easier for predators to actually find victims and made trafficking much easier, actually?
Yeah, I think since the world has become a global village and people have access to one another namelessly and facelessly, I do think it has increased the danger and the vulnerability that kids have to sexual predators in that regard, because you're not really sure who's on the other end of the computer, because what they do is they develop profiles. It can be a 55-year-old man on the other end with a profile picture of a 15-year-old young boy, and they have the wisdom and the maturity to know what to say to the young person on the other end that will lock them.
Absolutely. And I was about to ask you which kind of children fall victim to those kind of predators on the internet, but actually it could be anyone.
It could be
because
anybody.
They cater their message to you and the things that you want to hear. But how can we as parents protect our children? Because all our children have to do, my kids could be searching Minecraft, like it happened the other day in my house. They were on Apple TV watching Minecraft, and then there were all these other videos of variations of the same thing happening that they were not supposed to see. And it's how do you as a parent protect your children?
I think the most important thing, and I say this to the parents I deal with all the time, is talk with your children. And I use the word with and not to, because the moment young people feel like they're being lectured, you get shut down. So if you have a conversation with them, let them educate you, because a lot of the time they know much more than you do about subject matters like this. Educate yourself, go and research these things so that you can have a joint conversation, dialogue with your children about these things. And the one point that I want to drive home is, as a parent, you have a responsibility to protect your children. They have a right to be protected. So you enforce that right as much as you want to. Put those limitations and those boundaries in place, because unfortunately, while young people have to access the internet and they have to use the technology, that's the world that they live in, unfortunately not all kids possess the maturity and the emotional maturity to match that. So they're not able to necessarily carry the consequences that come with that. They're not able to have the foresight to see where this could lead to. So you, as a parent, you have 100% the right to say, actually, you can't access that.
But the child meets somebody online, then there's got to be a point of vulnerability in the child where there's then a meeting point for them to get trafficked. So how does that happen? What is then the next level of the online interaction?
I'm glad you brought the word vulnerability up, because I think Bonnie mentioned that as well, because then it can happen to anyone. Often the common thread from my research and experience is that the vulnerability aspect is what makes these kids so likely to be preyed on, because young people, you know, preteen going into early adolescence, they're in that self-identification phase where they're trying to develop elements of their self that hasn't been predetermined, like, you know, your parents and your friends and who you go. So they're exploring that elements of themselves, and that makes them vulnerable, because they've got to mask that with the sense of bravado. So other people, if they go through major life struggles, if they go through major life transitions, whatever age you are in, can make you vulnerable. People needing a sense of affirmation, belonging, feeling like they're cared and loved, that makes you vulnerable. So it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, what age you are isn't necessarily the factor, but the element of being vulnerable and needing or having an emotional need, a trigger, an emotional need, an unmet need. That is what makes it easy for the person on the other end of the computer.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing this. I hope parents at home are going to be a lot more aware what their children are doing online from now on.
Now, after the break, we get a self-defense demonstration from trainer Laik Roda, plus more cooking in the kitchen as Chef Clem shows us how to make the perfect poached egg.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now it's time for yet another new laid egg masterclass where we are taking it back to the basics in an attempt to perfect our favorite egg dishes. Today, Clem is showing me how to make the perfect poached egg, which makes me nervous just thinking about it. Clem, I have to tell you the story. I was dating this guy and I don't know how to cook, obviously. So he bought me a children's cookbook, like a 1, 2, 3 step to cooking for like 4-year-olds, how to cook. And that taught me how to cook.
Well, you know what? We're going to start somewhere, and I think that's amazing.
I still don't know how to make a poached egg, so this is now my masterclass. So
that's yours.
Okay.
And I want you to bring that exact egg back to me next week, unharmed and... Never mind. Oh, whoa! Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to do the traditional method, and what I want you to do, a bit of a hack. What I've got in here is a piece of cling wrap, and I've got some kitchen spray in there, so it's non-stick. If you can crack your egg and pop it in there, this is a great way to poach it. No, you can crack it on the...
Okay, done.
I'm going to go with it. Okay, cool. So what you want to do when you poach an egg,
got egg all over
you want to keep the yolk whole. Okay, that's very important.
Oh, man, I've just ruined my poached egg already.
It's okay. So what you would like, okay, at home, what you do, keep the yolk whole. That way, as it cooks, the whites cook perfectly and the yolk cooks perfectly as well. Okay.
Oh, so I already ruined the first go.
I was so busy telling you how to do it. And you just wait for it. You know what? It's okay. I love your enthusiasm. I love your enthusiasm. So we're going to tighten this on the top.
Okay.
And we're going to drop this in the water so the egg's going to poach inside the bag. So you don't have to worry about any disasters. Yeah, that's you. So the thing about poached eggs, you need a fresh egg, which is why we use new laid eggs. Okay. If it's not fresh, it's not going to work. So gentle now. Okay, let me just do it like this. I'm a little scared now. Okay. Got to keep it whole. What is wrong with us today? There we go.
If you want to know exactly how to perfect the poached egg, all you need to do is SMS the keyword eggs to 33650, and then we'll send you all of the information you need to have the perfect poach.
Okay, so those are in there now. It's going to take 3 minutes to get the perfect poach. Yeah. These ones I did earlier. So you want to cut through it. You've got to get the run. And as you can see there, we got the run with the yolk. That's a perfect poached egg.
That's medium. That's how I eat them.
There we go.
Absolutely sensational.
So I've also got some hollandaise that I made with some fresh new laid eggs, and I just want to top it over there. And breakfast is done.
You are able to make breakfast for me every single day because that is exactly what I want to eat all the time. All right, next week, don't forget to watch the show because Clem is going to be teaching me how to make the perfect omelette. Good one.
Now, basic self-defense is a very important skill to learn, especially in a country like South Africa, where crime is so high. We're joined now by the team from Karate Zen to teach us a few basics that may come in handy when faced with an attacker. Ladies and gents, welcome to Afternoon Express. So, what are we going to demonstrate today?
Okay, so we have two scenarios. We've got Alvira and Ryan over here that will be demonstrating a self-defense against the knife. Okay. The perp is close by trying to control the and not drawing attention to himself. And then we've got another scenario whereby Alvira will be busy looking for car keys in a bag. And then somebody approaches her from the back, trying to muzzle her and smother her, and she'll defend herself.
Let's start with that first scenario. I'm going to let you guys take it away. You can talk us through this as well, please, if you can.
Okay, so obviously she's unawares. You will see the perp has got a knife, and she's drawing attention to the striking to the groin and always having control of the knife, because obviously that is the most serious danger and threat at this point in time.
She also went for a lot of very interesting areas, like I saw toes. I mean, who would have thought toes when something like this is going on? Could we do that again in like a sort of slow motion version? So he comes in with the knife, he points at her side, she grabs a hand.
Correct. To control the weapon.
Okay.
Steps on the foot. Correct, because it's got lots of nerves running through the foot.
Then the all-important sensitive...
Strike to the groin.
Okay, not the leg, the groin. Okay.
And then...
push him down off his balance, all right? Then straight for the face as much as you can, wherever the sensitive areas are.
And always in control of the knife.
I see.
That's the most important.
Okay, let's get on to a second scenario. So you were digging in your bag.
Yeah.
There'll be a pretend bag. Just use a pretend bag for now.
So she's bending down.
We don't want to see whether it's an expensive one or not.
Getting her car keys out of the bag, and as she's bending over, a perp tries to smother.
Oh, wow.
Good.
All right. Straight for the face and straight over. But I mean, let's do a slow-mo version of that. I don't know if you can slow-mo him over your shoulder without breaking your back. But just help me understand, this is not a reaction from everyday persons. So I would freeze and I would want to run away.
Correct. Okay, so of course...
You can carry on, guys.
Of course, all these techniques that she's been using, it's because she's a karate or martial artist. The general person in the road would really freeze up and just not know what to do. Of course, this takes years and years of practice and repetition to get it to become muscle memory, like an instinct.
So you do this regularly as much as you can, and also understood that if somebody's got a weapon, like a gun, for instance, isn't the whole idea to just give up, give them everything that you've got?
That's correct. That is the most important. It's to always avoid the conflict and the fight. If you are in a position to protect yourself, then of course do so. If you are a trained, skilled person, but the normal day-to-day person, just give up your goods, give up your wallet, give up your cell phone, and you are safer that way.
Right, so please just note that obviously on Afternoon Express, we just want to show you that there are possibilities for you. Go and find the right kind of training to learn these skills. Please do not try this at home. If this is not something that you've been trained on and worked on every single day of your life, it needs to become muscle memory. Don't think for 1 second that if somebody comes at you with a knife, that somehow you'll have the strength to be able to do what happened here today. Practice, practice, practice. More from Afternoon Express after these. Eating.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, for the past 2 weeks, I've been joining in with the Woolworths #StartsWith campaign. And to kick your final week off to a healthy start, today we've got a delicious way to enjoy a veggie that usually gets noses turning away.
Eating healthier doesn't mean you have to sacrifice on all that flavor. With a few very smart food choices, you could make a huge difference, and that's a massive way to kickstart the journey to an all-new, happier and healthier you. So to help you on your Woolies Starts With journey, we've decided to ask celebrity private chef and Woolies Starts With motivator Luyanda Mafanya to teach us just how healthy, good-for-you food can still be packed full of flavor. So what exactly are we doing today? Because you've made some decadent recipes.
Okay, so this is my breakfast recipe. So it's a cauliflower rice recipe because we need to switch up breakfast sometimes. Can't be bacon and eggs all the time. So this is just cauliflower rice, some halloumi, pesto, tomatoes, and eggs.
Yummy. So it's nice little contributions you're making that are going to help prevent us from obviously going the carb route. So you can use normal rice if you really want to, but this is a really great way to incorporate those vegetables.
It's a good substitute for carbs because you don't want always having carbs. So this is a good substitute for
carbs. Show us how it's done.
Okay, so I'm just going to add some...
I'm going to switch around to the side so I can help you on the stove.
All right, I'm going to add this to the pan.
So your stove's nice and hot. What's next?
I'm going to add some turmeric, just a little bit. Add some color, add some flavor to the dish.
Yes, and apparently turmeric is one of those like super things that you need to have in your closet and your cupboards because it's really good for
the time.
If you get man flu, this is one way to prevent it.
And then some garlic.
Also a nice way to kill the man flu and to kill the vampires.
And to add the flavor.
And to prevent, make sure a date goes terribly.
We just put that together.
Cool. I can help you with that. You can carry on.
And then you just need to get the plating.
Yummy. So this is, obviously, we're trying to incorporate as many vegetables as we can into our diets. We all want to try to eat a healthier lifestyle, but sometimes you can think it's going to be boring. You have to eat a whole bunch of carrots and hummus or maybe just celery sticks. Show us that there are ways to start with a healthier lifestyle without having to, you know, compromise all that flavor.
Yeah. So you can pass the plate.
Sure. Here you go.
Pretty simple.
Ooh, this smells so good already.
Yeah. So once we've already gotten to the stage, we're basically done. We have the blistered tomatoes, which is a quick sear on the pan. Get the nice marks on it. We have some halloumi, and we have pesto, which we're going to drizzle on top at the end to add some good, strong flavors.
So should I just throw this in here? This doesn't need to cook down for that long, it seems, because obviously raw ingredients are the future.
Yes.
We all know about that.
And it's nice to have the texture going on while we add it.
Cool. And so raw, this technically isn't, I guess, like one of those technical raw recipes. I think you have to cook it under specific temperatures or whatever, but this is such a good way to get all that flavor combined and to make sure that it's not too crunchy. So well done.
And I'm going to add some tomatoes. Like exotic tomatoes. First of all, the color.
Yeah.
And all different sizes and shapes. Some halloumi.
Delicious. And halloumi's obviously got like, it's almost a meat substitute which you can have. It's, salty, delicious. You just crispy outside in a pan with a little bit of oil, and oh my word, it's a snack on its own.
And then, can you please cut the egg for me?
Delicious.
I would love some. Can you cut the
cut an egg for you? Sure.
Yes, please.
That's absolutely okay. How do you want it? Cut in half?
Yes, half.
Like this?
Just
this
cut
way?
it in half?
Anyway?
No, lengthwise.
This way. Cool.
Yes.
Oh, that looks like a goodie.
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got eggs in my tummy. So next time you're trying to think about making one of those Sunday breakfasts, perhaps it's somebody's birthday, don't be boring and make just bacon and eggs. Why don't you do something interesting like this?
And then this is going to just be topped with some pesto.
Oh, yummy. This is looking so good. Nice recipe. Great way to start with something healthier, but to not compromise without that flavor. Now, it's never too late to kickstart your Starts With journey. So go to the Woolworths Facebook page, go to the events page there and join the Starts With event. It's as simple as that, and it's the first step to a healthier and happier you. Oh, and also please don't forget to use that hashtag Starts With. We'd love how you're doing on your journey. To get the link sent directly to your phone, you can simply SMS Starts With to 33650. Go and see what the others have been saying on the group and see how our Clem has been doing, and start with making that change right now, today. SMSs are charged at R1.50, T's and C's apply, and free SMSs do not apply. Here's a short recap if you missed it.
I believe balanced living starts with planning my menu. Starts with.
Catch the Afternoon Express cook along tomorrow as we get busy in the kitchen with award-winning TV personality Tembi Samtoda.
It's going to be an awesome show. Cannot wait.
I can't wait. Absolutely. It's going to be amazing. Today was a fantastic show.
Yeah.
All of the information information, if you missed anything, is going to be on the Afternoon Express website, though. So go check it out if you need any info.
But I do feel like it's a conversation that needs to continue at home, specifically with your family, with your friends, with your kids as well. So please make sure that you guys are sharing these conversations on social media. Please talk about this stuff. It's important, especially where we're at the moment in our country and globally with these conversations starting.
And especially for parents, get talking to your children about the dangers of social media.
Now. Don't wait until they're like later on in life where you feel like they can engage. Right now is the time to start having these conversations.
Don't let them turn out like that. But thank you so much for watching today.
We'll be back again tomorrow for the cook-along. We'll see you then. Other than that, good night and happy eating.
Don't be so
drinking in our case. Don't be so sensitive. Cheers.
Search for a home on any device, anytime, anywhere. Private property, a home for everyone.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.